That was close. That could have been a terrible way to start the new year. Just slamming this glass of champagne off that side. Sirens, another great way to end the year. It's December 31st, 2022, and this is my year-end review. Okay, so every year, for the past several years, my wife and I have done like a review process where we basically review the year, take a look at what's gone well, what hasn't gone well, what we want to do differently in the next year, and also what's going to happen when we forget all about the goals that we set and come to December 27th, 28th when we do the review and are like, oh shit, we didn't do any of the things that we said we were going to do. And then doing those things. So that's what we do every single year. And I thought this year, maybe I'll share it with you. So this is it's a custom book that my wife made. I mean, I guess custom and made, I don't need to say, it's a book she made. She's an author. She writes books that people buy, and this is a book that I didn't have to buy, but she still made it. Anyway, this is going off the rails already. All right, how's that for continuity? It's gonna be fun editing this. Anyway, so I thought I would share this year. Anyway, so I shot, this is gonna be fun. Anyway, so I thought I would share this year's review with you. So here we go. We're just gonna dive right in. Okay, so the first section, the first page, I'm not gonna read all my answers to you, but I'm gonna share some of the things that, the first page is a brain dump, and it's basically whatever's on your mind right now, just jot down any to-dos. And I think the goal of this is to basically like get rid of the stuff that's bugging you so that you can focus on the important stuff, the review and the planning. Oh, I wrote, so whatever was on my mind on this day was how can I make a ton of money, how can I make a ton of money next year to make our lives easier without traveling the entire time? I do kind of want to travel, but not 100% travel. Maybe, like 50% would be okay. But anyway, that's not the point of this. This is just to get out whatever's on my mind. Oh, I wrote, I want that friggin' camera, which is actually what I'm shooting on right now. I ended up, so mission accomplished. I know this isn't even the goals section, but it was on my mind on the day that we did this, about a week ago. And anyway, I ended up buying the camera just because, I don't know, I manifested it. And then I had to manifest paying for it, but didn't want to manifest that. Social media is stupid. And where is this going? This is probably going on social media. Okay, so the first page is called the Fuck Yeah List. What went really well? I'll read some of these to you. Turning in emergency contact, which is the manuscript that Lauren and I were working on. Selling the option for that movie, which is pretty cool. Getting to hang with family when I traveled for the World Series of Comedy Festival. I got to go down to like San Diego to hang out with my brother and his family, and then Minneapolis I went to as well, all for comedy, but with the side benefit of getting to hang with family. That did not suck. Making some new friends through that festival was kind of nice. Cutting those friends out of my life afterwards was also part of this list. No. Oh, I did my first cruise ship gigs. That was pretty cool. I was in a Carl's Jr. and Hardee's commercials. That was pretty neat. There was a lot of fun things here. I don't want to be like an asshole and just read all these things because they're kind of private. But I will say this, I was super excited about my first paid spot, and it was in Louisville, Kentucky. I don't know why I had to say Kentucky like you're an idiot, but it was in Louisville, and we were on a road trip. I did an open mic. I went back and said, hey, I'd love to work here. And they said, hey, you were funny. Can you host on Sunday? And so I cajoled my parents into giving me some Marriott points so my wife and I could both stay, and our dog, so the three of us could stay 4 more days in Louisville. And we did that, and it was so much fun. Oh, I did my first 30-minute spot. That was in Omaha. That was also on another road trip at a different time. That was a blast. I hit up a friend, David Kausgaard. If you're watching this, why? But I texted him, I said, hey, I'm gonna be in Omaha. And he said, all right, let me see if I can get you a few spots. And then this club at the back line, these people were so nice. They ended up throwing me on in a headline type spot, and they let me do 30 minutes, and they paid me. Oh, and then the second page. Okay, here, this is the oh fuck list. What didn't go well? I had one here that I'll share with you. I was on a cruise ship, and the show was not going well. Most of them have gone well. This one wasn't going well because I found this out about 3/4 of the way in that these people had all come to my show the previous night and it was a repeat show, but they didn't know that it was a repeat show or they didn't pay attention. So like basically imagine here's the scenario. The night before I do the show, killer laughs. And then the next night I get up and I'm like, this is gonna be so great because the people last night loved the show so much. No laughs. I mean, there were some, but like it was not the same. And then I finally asked these people, I was like, how many of you guys were here last night, watch my show? And they all, applauded. Well, these are the same exact jokes. That explains why. So, and then I had to pivot into another show's material that I hadn't done yet. I hadn't done that third show yet. So basically then I had to burn like 15 minutes of that show and had to write 15 more for when I did that the other night. But anyway, to get to the point here, the thing that I was not proud of was I was not kind to one heckler. Normally I don't mind people who shout things out because they're fun and they're not. I have found that most hecklers aren't trying to be super. They don't come from a place of hatred or mean to me. I don't know. It's just I was already having a not so great show, as I've made clear, and I was in the middle of a joke, and I was about to get to the punchline, and it was about TikTok, and this girl shouts out, "Do you ever get the video of the wood chopper?" I was mean to her. I wasn't mean. I basically said, "You're not at home. This isn't Netflix. You can't just shout things out." And I regret it because I was, I could have just said, haha, no, I haven't gotten that. Or we could have had some fun with the wood chopper thing, but I wasn't kind to her. So if you're out there, you're probably not watching this, but sorry about that. Oh, okay, so here's a review of my goals from 2022, and let's see how I did. So one of the goals was I wanted to have an hour-long act, 60 minutes of material, and I exceeded that one. I have 90 minutes of material. I was very happy about that. I wanted to be passed at all of the New York clubs. Passed just means approved to work there on the house shows, and I am not. I did not meet that goal, probably because I didn't spend any time at most of the clubs. I was traveling around a lot, doing comedy, and not really like, digging in. I had one audition at a club, and I didn't make it. I didn't get passed, but I'm okay with it because I did my best, and I just wasn't what they were looking for. I just look at it as more incentive to get better and stronger, to basically be so obvious of a choice where they're like, oh yeah, we gotta have this guy. So, and I wasn't there yet for that club. I can't read most of my handwriting here. Okay, oh, this is funny. So I didn't meet that goal. I wanted to train daily, workout, and this is workout, and be 20% stronger in the big 3 lifts: bench press, deadlift, and squat. I'm not only not 20% stronger, I'm weaker in them. One started the year 195, went up to 215, and down 165. So I dropped 30 pounds. What's that? That's not good, deadlift. Okay, so January 290, June 305, July 255. Oh, okay, so I haven't done it since August. Maybe that's why as well. But I ended August at 275. Squat, I haven't squatted since August. Holy smoke, no wonder I suck at this. This was a rough year. Okay, so started at 255 for squat, got up to 265 in April. So you see, the beginning of the year, I was hot, I was on fire. And then I ended August at 235. And then haven't done shit since then. Okay, so I didn't make that goal. I wanted to have like 10,000 Instagram followers and 5,000 on TikTok. I wrote in my report card, some of the goals were stupid. Social media, come on, man. I think having a social media follower goal is stupid. I'd rather people follow me in the digital world for things that I do in the real world. If I'm funny enough in the real world to earn their follow, then they'll follow me digitally. I think it's dumb to just do the social media. Like, why? What are you gonna do with these 10,000 followers, Anthony? Nothing. But I don't wanna be a social media star because they're not funny. Okay, what lessons and memories from 2022 will I take with me? And which will I leave behind? The first part is I'm letting go of. And for this one I wrote, I'm letting go of fear. What I mean by that is I'm afraid of offending people. And not in like the PC way, because I don't care about that. I'm afraid of offending them like by joking around with them and they'll take it too seriously. I mean, I think I'm blowing that out of proportion. Even talking with much more experienced comics on the boats, where they see my shows, I see theirs, and they're fun jacking around with people, and I don't, or at least I'm trepidatious about it. I opened up to a couple of them and I said, the biggest thing holding me back is I'm afraid of like offending these people. And they pointed out like, well, don't. They know it's a club, dude. They know what to expect. Like they know you're joking. I just have to remember that I don't need to be afraid the whole time of like, I'm always worried, will they like me? And, will they stop liking me if I'm mean to them? I need some more of this. I'm most grateful for freedom, having time. I'm very happy with the life that my wife and I have built for ourselves, where we've worked very hard to not have bosses anymore. It's so nice not having to go in, but it took a lot of work to get there. I mean, mostly on her part, quitting the corporate world and starting to write books, and then me getting fired from the corporate world, and then going into comedy because there was no other options. It was hard work to get here. So anyway, I'm very thankful for that. This guy's serious. I'm sorry about that. Oh, 2022, here, we're gonna get deep for a second. You ready? 2022 taught me that preparedness goes unnoticed until it's tested. I had been writing all this material and I had like this cluster of jokes that I'd never tested. And then when I got these cruise ship bookings, I needed to basically bring them up from the minor leagues into the act, into the major leagues and get them tested. All the work you put in, you don't even notice until it's time. It's like working out, training. It's like I wanna get stronger, and so I do deadlifts. It goes unnoticed until I need to lift a car or move a couch. Why would I lift a car? I will always remember, something from this year is, I will always remember Bailey, my dog, snatching my donut out of my hands from the apple farm in Michigan. It's very specific. I'll probably throw up a picture here so you can see what I'm talking about. We were at an apple farm in Michigan and taking some pictures because that's what you do. And we were having some cider, getting a little tips of Bruni, and we decided to take some shots with Bailey on my lap while I was eating a donut, and Lauren was taking the picture. And at one point, Bailey turned around and just snatched the donut out of my mouth and hand. It was a good shot. It was fun. I don't have kids, so this is one way to bring joy into my life. I'm excited to continue, here's another one, doing comedy, being in commercials. I do enjoy that opportunity, and building my career so I can support my family. So the last couple of years, Lauren's been doing the lion's share of bringing in the dough. So now I can help out a little bit. 2022 was the year that I became an honest-to-God comedian. 2022's highest high, booking Norwegian Cruise Line gig. I'm gonna be doing that in a few weeks, so hopefully it doesn't fall out, but it was pretty good. That was a high. Also making it to my brother's chief pinning. He made chief in the Navy pretty quickly. And so we were down there in San Diego to watch that, and it was pretty cool. Very proud of him. Oh, so, okay, here is kind of like the systems approach to how we're gonna make 2023 work for us. So here's the prompt. Remember your report card from part one, what I just went through? List one thing. What's the one thing you can do in 2023 to improve? And I said, have a routine. Not like an act, not a joke. I got this routine about, no. I like how I like waved off the joke before I got anywhere because I didn't have anything ready. I started that sentence and I'm like, I've got a routine about how I like eating Doritos naked. Why that? Ugh, that's a disgusting image. But I like having a routine, I like waking up at the same time every day. I want to write every morning, work out, and then have the rest of the day to fart around and watch TV and go out at night and perform. Okay, here's the big one, the grand finale. Here are 5 things I want to have in 2023. I want to have another hour of material. So bringing it up to 2.5 hours total. It's a beefy challenge, but I think I'm up to the task. It's fun. I mean, it's like that's the only thing I have to do every day is just come up with stuff. How hard could it be? God, it's so hard. I want 2 years worth of rent and expenses in the bank. It's kind of like a rainy day fund. Some people call it a fuck you fund. So when both Lauren and I had day jobs, like real, honest to God, worked in an office, interacted with other humans every day kind of jobs, we always tried to put in money to get a fuck you fund going, which essentially is if things go sideways at work and my boss is nuts or whatever, I want enough money in whatever time period that is, whether it's 3, 6, 9 months, whatever. I think I always wanted a year, but even 3 months. I wanted enough money in the bank to be able to say, okay, fuck you, I'm out. It comes in handy because then you don't have to take shit at work. Then you're like, I don't need this. I could do better. And then you can float for as long as much money as you have budgeted to be able to say like, all right, I'm out, dude. I don't need this in my life. It's so freeing. And then the third thing, because I couldn't think of 5 things to have, I wrote a SAG or WGA card, the Writers Guild of America card. And really the only reason I want that thing is for the insurance rates. From what I hear, it's cheaper health insurance if you have a SAG card. So I'll do my 3, extras. I'll do it. I've got 2. Does it reset at the end of the year? Am I gonna have to do 3 more? Oh God, I hate them so much, but if it gets me a SAG card. Okay, 5 things I wanna do or learn. I would like to be passed at all the main clubs in New York. You know which ones you are. Oh, I wanna perform, I wanna do a weekend at a club. Got the material, I've got it. Now I just need, I'm not a draw yet, right? So I don't have the social media followers for it. But if you haven't yet, subscribe. Instagram, hit me up, or just follow me. That way I can get there, I can become a draw. I only need like 120,000 more people. And I wanna learn 12 songs on piano and guitar for a total of 24 songs, or 12 of the same, it could be 12 of the same on both instruments. Oh, and the 5 things I wanna be, 20% stronger in my lifts, which is gonna be easy this year because I've set the bar so low. It's almost like I planned this. Like 2022 was the year that I dropped all the weight, not this weight. So now I can start. Oh God, it's gonna be so good. I say that now, I shouldn't post that publicly. Of these 15 things, the most important one is perform a weekend at a club. I think that'd be pretty cool. I think my wife is gonna sell these at some point. I don't know, if she ever does, if and when she ever does, I'll put the link somewhere in the description maybe. 2023 intentions. It's I will make time for, and then my answer, reading. Others will describe me as funny. I also put others will describe me as everywhere, because that's a good measure, I think, of what I want to be. I want to be there. I want to be out there, clubs, traveling, working. I want to be working. That's all I really want. I just want to work. I am not available to or for complain, whine, or be complained to. I know it doesn't do any good. It never does any good. Anytime I want to complain, I always ask myself, well, what are you going to do about it? Because then it's like I can start thinking of, okay, if I want to have 10,000 Instagram followers, what am I going to do about it? Go start making content like this. Oh, and I said I'm not available to dwell on the past. That one line also came straight out of that experience with that heckler that I was not kind to. I just felt so bad. I could have reacted with more compassion, and I didn't. By this time next year, I will be doing my review session at the Wynn. My wife, Lauren and I used to go there a lot. When it was it was a quarter of the price it is per night now. We used to go when it was like $200 a night or something. That was still pretty expensive, but it's the Wynn, and it's great. It came with free breakfast. But it's like really good. They have that restaurant there, Tableau, so good for breakfast. It's the kind of place where like old men will come down in suits and like dressing shoes or whatever, driving shoes, like the suede loafer kind of things. And they'll have newspapers. They'll read them and sip coffee like this. Espresso maybe, and like the women, if they come down, they set down their purse, and the waiters will come by and bring a little stand, a little stool just for the purse. Handbag, excuse me. And now it's not cheap. I'm gonna have to start saving up. I might have to raid that fuck you fund for that. All right, 2023 will be different from 2022 because I will be making real money from comedy. In 2023, I want to feel, and I wrote, like I left it all out there, like I worked hard. I want to feel like spent at the end of the year. Oh, okay, here. This is a little woo-woo. I'm gonna warn you. I like picking a word of the year. Well, I do. I like picking because it's part of the job. It's in the book. But what word, here's the prompt. What word or phrase will define a guy? Maybe I shouldn't put all these in here because then you're not gonna buy the book. But the word I put down that kind of encapsulates and guides me for 2023, don't laugh, I wrote forge. And I don't mean like, maybe I could have meant like forge ahead. Oh, I didn't even think of that. Now it's like double meaning. But what I meant was like the hard work is forging metal, like a sword. It's forging it. It's getting banged. That's what I really want. I just want to get banged this whole year. Hard, forged. I want to be forged everywhere. This is getting weird. I shouldn't have said any of those things. Now that I'm like replaying it and thinking it back, kind of going over what I just said, maybe it's not the best word, but I like the idea, like forged in steel in this. I just want to work. Well, that about does it for me. I'm gonna go pour another glass of this sweet, sweet champagne and wish you the very best, very happiest, healthiest, I don't know. Have a great New Year's, just whatever that means to you. Just go out and have fun. Come see one of my shows. Hopefully I see you on a cruise or in a club, or if you're my parole officer, every Thursday at 4:30. This has been fun. Thanks for joining. Thanks for watching. And have a great 2023.